Okay, so we're continuing with check number 7273. 72 was office supplies expense and a computer equipment cost. And check number 73 is going to be 800 and 200 for interest expense, and 1,000 is a total. That's to Citibank. So I'll show 72 and 73 if you lost it. This is 73. I'll go back to 72 in a minute. Loan payable is the first line for 800. That means it's the principal. This is to pay back the loan. And the second line we don't have. So I want to teach you right now how to make a new account whenever we need. So I'm typing interest and it's not earned. I need interest expense. So I'm starting to type expense here. And since we don't have it, we add a new account when we need. That's called entering on the fly. Okay, so it's important that it will be expense. Expense is right here. And it's not advertising. This happens to be interest. So we're looking for interest. Interest paid. Interest expense is the name of the account. Number. I probably would give you, but let's say 69,100. In description, it's interest expense. Oh, interest, or we can write finance fee on loans. That's another explanation. And it's not a sub account, it's a main account. So it's expenses, interest paid, interest expense, account number 69,100, and finance fee for loans. Save and close. We'll wait for everybody to do it. And this is the interest of $200. So 800 is first line, 200 is on the next line. And your total, of course, will be up here on the top, 1,000. Okay, that's a split again. So I want you to look carefully at the screen. On the top, you have 2326, and that's your checking account balance. The minute I say save and new, it's going to reduce the checking. Okay, so everybody understand that 1,000 going to be reduced because you're saving the check of $1,000. 800 going to one line and 200 to the other. I had to split it. Again, they're going to affect two different reports. So who wants to explain it? Which type of a report is affected when we use loan payable? You can unmute yourself. Okay, loan payable, and the second one is interest expense. The number is 2, the number is 6. I did talk about it before. Payable is a liability. Which report does it belong to? Profit and loss or balance sheet?
Balance sheet.
Correct. And the second one is interest expense, which will go to profit and loss. Income statement account, yes. Okay, so let's go back to the next check. So when I do save and new, look at the amount. 2326 became 1326. Check 73 saved. If you missed 72, I'll just go back with this. These are the recent check. You have a little like clock with a turn back, and I can point back 72, and you can copy 72. The date was a little bit different. It was November 29, now it's November 30th. Make sure that you're working with me on the right dates, because if you're not working on the correct dates, you're not going to get the right statements at the end. Okay, so I also did a split on 72 staples, and I separated between computer equipment costs and office expense. So copy 1,000, 125 to the next two lines. and save and close. That was our last check, 71, 72, 73.
Professor,
Yes.
you
Anybody missed
forgot
anything?
to change the date.
How do you change the date? You click on November right here.
Now you forget to change it.
I didn't change it before. Okay.
No, for the staple one.
Staples is November 29. And the second one, November
Oh.
30th, I didn't, 73, I forgot to change, I think. Citibank, I forgot to change. I think Citibank was, let me see, Citibank. Yeah, Citibank is November 30th. So there's two ways of changing things. You could change it directly on the check right here and just use the plus and it changes to date. If you do plus plus, you click on it. That's how you change the date. And another way is always from the register. Everything I did today is on your banking register. So all the transactions I'm doing, always affecting my banking, my check register, which is here on the right. Go to bank register. So if you want to check if you made any mistakes and dates, it's over there. Let me just take this off. Okay, so over here, you'll see the transaction I just did, 1750, 1129, 1000. Those are the transactions I just did. And the balance is 1326. So regardless if you did it on journal entries, if you did a check, if you did an expense, they're all going to be, if they touch checking, it will be on the register. And it's all going to go here. It will just say what it is. If it's a check, or an expense, or a journal, it will say journal. Any questions on that? So November 29 is for check number 72. November 30th is check number 73. Again, if you made a mistake with 29, it's fine. Because as long as you're in November, you're fine. If you wrote October, that's a mistake. Okay, I want to make sure you're doing November right now. Okay, so let's continue. We finish it up. You have 2 deposits to create. We're going to do it as journals. Okay, it's like the repeat of what I did before. So if you saw me doing the 2000, and the total is 4,000, it's exactly the same. You increase your equity by 500, you increase your partner's equity by 500, your total deposit is 1,000. Of course, when it says deposit, it means to checking. And the date is November 15, 2021. And the second deposit is going to be you received cash from cash client, $3,000 deposit for landscaping service, which is income, account number 41,000. So we're doing 2 journal entries, separate. Use the plus. We're going to general journal entry right here on the other, to the right. And it's a review of what we just did before. So November 15 is the date. Amount. Okay, account first. So account is going to be checking. I prefer to start with my debits. So checking 1,000 equals to 2 lines, 500 and 500. So I know I'm separating it right away to 2 lines. And then I'm going to write the account. First one is 31,000, my name, Lefkowitz Capital, or your name capital, as long as you have the number 31,000. Second one is 31,200, which is Mike's capital. Okay, explanation, additional investment. I'm waiting for everybody to finish. We're going to do another one. So that's your journal entry number 2. We have 1 debit to 2 credits. Save and new. And now we're doing, again, checking. We got $3,000 for our work. We did landscaping the whole November. So that's your last entry. Account number is a credit, 41,000 landscaping service. Okay, so cash, clients. Payments. Now, before I'm doing that, if I would create right now a report called profit and loss, you'll see that it doesn't look so great. I'm not saving it just to show you. If I go to reports called profit and loss, and I'll ask for November 1st until November 30th. What do you think I'm going to get? If I run it, I get a loss, only a loss of 2109, because we wrote only checks. We did not have any profit, no income whatsoever. So it's a loss of 2109. And you will see the expenses that you did. Office expense, the rent, and the interest expense. Automobile came with a program, so ignore that one. Okay, so now we're going to go back to plus, journal entry, November 30th. Checking. Because I didn't save, I have to do it over. If you saved before, don't do it again. You saved the 3,000 transaction that I just told you before. Landscaping, great. So you don't have to do it again. Okay, so we're saving the $3,000 and you'll see that the report is totally different now. Profit and loss. November, okay, let's try it again. November 1st, 2021 to November 30th, 2021, and we run. So now my report is very different. I have $3,000 income and all the expenses. So usually I get a question, where is the $1,000 other deposit we did? Who can explain why it's not here? The other deposit is not here because, any ideas? Yes, correct. Correct, because it's equity and it belongs on the balance sheet. Okay, so done. Any other questions? Okay, so basically what you still want to practice is bank reconciliation, which is on the paper. Very simple. You need to do 1031 bank service charge of $75. And I gave instructions, enter as an expense. So it's easy. Go right now and create an expense. So you do expense. Be careful with the date I gave. It's October. So yeah, no need payee. I want you to be careful with the date. Go back, October 31st. And you're going to put bank charges. Okay, bank charges, $75. You'll be ready to reconcile. It's just going to make your life easier. Okay, so copy that. Okay, everybody finished? Everybody finished it? Okay, so I want you to do on your own the last part because I was teaching it last time. And that's the reconciliation of the bank checking account. All the information is here, 2026, outstanding, everything. So you're gonna go into, you could use the plus again. And no, you know what, it's easier from here, 1 second. You could do it from register or you could do it from the gear. Gear is easy. On the top here, gear, and you will have the word reconcile. Tools, other. I don't know why I can't see reconcile. Oh, right here, reconcile. So tools, reconcile. Of course, we're talking about checking account, so we get started. And let's do it. 2026, what I gave. Make sure you're following me with the date, 10/31. I'm sorry that I had all this problems with the program. Usually it would be done by now. So 10/31/2021. You have to remember to mark all. Mark all is up here in the corner. Select everything. So you say yes. And you will notice that you have a difference of $900. And I gave explanation about this $900. Exactly that $900 is outstanding. It's a payment of $900 on October 27, not second, October 27. So if you look at payments, look at the list, we're looking for 900 that's outstanding. You would see it on the bottom, 900, and you uncheck it. That's what it means, outstanding. $900 on October 27 or 28, depends on the date. Okay, so that's the information, and then you have a zero reconciliation, it agrees. Your 900 has to be unchecked. All these numbers that you see here are on my paper. 32, 71, 35, 11 deposits, 32 payments, all of it is right here, all typed up. Okay, it tells you exactly what to do. All done. So we're done for today. I'm sorry I extended the class. I'm finishing now. And in fact, in the paper, I also gave you the answer that if you did everything correct, your net income is 891. But make sure it says only November 2021, not January until this November, only November. So following the instructions, you go to reports, profit and loss. I showed a couple times how to change the date. On the top, you're writing November 1st to November 30th. Then you click on the left, I'm sorry, on the right, run report, and you will see $891. Okay, so I'm going to send you the recording. Now that I had to do 2 recordings, it will be 2 videos.
So are you on the exam? Are you going to give us the answer too?
Of course not.
Oh, okay. I was just
That's the
wondering.
whole purpose, is that you will do it correctly.
And are you going to tell us what the reconciliation numbers are going to be?
Yes,
Okay. All right,
exactly
well,
like I
here's
gave
that.
there. The only one I'm not going to give you is what's the answer for the net income. Okay, so the last line you will not get. Everything else is exactly like this. Okay, so that's your information. Now the question is if to do it on this Thursday or next week. If most of you are still here, you can answer me now. What do you prefer? You ready for this Thursday or next week? If we're doing it Thursday is going to be a Zoom class, and I'm still on Zoom if you have a question. But you really need the internet, of course, and then you submit right away on Blackboard, right at the end of the class. So how do you submit? Usually I get the question now. You're going to send this report, which is profit and loss. Over here, you have a little triangle. choice to export to Excel or export to as a PDF. Either one I would accept. And then you go to the next report, balance sheet. And when I say balance sheet, I want November 30th. So again, you go to the dates. Doesn't matter the beginning because it's one point in time. So November 30th, you're just changing here and you run it. So of course it will say November 30th. And I expect to see the new accounts that we created together, like computer right here, $1,000. All the equity we did together, 25. That's what I expect to see. Okay, so everybody feels that you need more time, or you could do it this Thursday. How long it takes to take the exam? It's basically the same as, okay, obviously I was teaching it. So I expect you to do it in an hour and a half. Okay, so most of you want next week. And what I should have done it. Can I do a poll?